The first thing I want to tell you is all this information which I have compiled in the form of presentation have been taken from different websites of Animal Husbandry Department of different states. And also it has been collected from the documents which were available on internet regarding the national and the state policies associated with breeding of small ruminants. So you see that the ruminants, they basically form the backbone of the Indian economy, and they can be profitably raised. They can be profitably raised not only in the intensive, semi-intensive, or even in the most extensive form of management. You know, in the nomadic form of management also, they give you a very good kind of profit. And you see that most of the sheep flocks which are reared in India are reared in the form of nomadic tribes. So they move from one place to another place with minimum inputs. They will give you like there'll be profit with minimum inputs. You know, so basically for the farmers who don't have any farm, or like landless laborers, and even the tribal people, this is a very profitable business. Okay, so that's why it forms as a backbone for the Indian economy. And the other thing which is associated with small ruminants is the meat is marketable and it is acceptable by people of all caste and creed and religion. There is no taboo to like consumption of goat or sheep meat. That's why it is in demand. And you know that the goats are also called as refrigerators. Okay, because in any time you can have milk. So average Indian family who is using milk only uh, for preparing tea and all. So even you rear one or two at your home or at your place, so they are very helpful to you. That is helpful, I must say. Okay, so these are all the things that sheep and goat give us. And you see that all the sheep and goat of Indian origin, they have been divided into, or they have been classified as breed, depending upon their phenotypic characters. And how these breeds have evolved? They have evolved because of natural selection and geographical isolation in their respective areas. Okay, so that was the main thing why the breeds have evolved. That was because of natural selection. That was because of geographical isolation, and also addition to it, also because of the need of the people staying there. So, however, but if we really want to address this our honorable PM's vision of doubling the farmers' income, we will have to implement some improvement programs so that we see that maximum mutton or maximum outputs are being taken from every single animal. And if we want to achieve this, we have to concentrate on the breeding policies. What a policy actually means? Any policy is associated with long term or big canvas, which is applicable to a country or a state or even a religion. Okay, even a region. Sorry. So that what a policy is, and the schemes and the programs are sub part of the policy, so that we achieve the goals that the policy have set for us. If you look into the breeding policy, a breeding policy will nothing be, but it will be a guideline which will indicate which breed combination or what kind of breed suits the particular environment, particular agroclimatic zone, how it will strive, how it will adapt, and even to adjust the exotic levels of blood, whatever you're using on the local breed. So this what means the breeding policy. And every breeding policy aims at conservation of livestock along with economic benefits to the farmers. And ultimate goal of any breeding policy will be achievement of genetic improvement. Okay? So the ultimate goal would be achievement of breeding, like genetic improvement. The policy guides the breeders to achieve this common goal. So the breeders would know which breed you have to breed to which animal so that you get the better performing animals. It also guides the government to facilitate the requirements for the livestock improvement. So if you know that the government want to improve the ultimately improve the livelihood of the farmers, the stakeholders. When they want to improve the livelihood, they want to improve the income status of the stakeholders, so they can work on the once the policy is formulated for betterment of the breed, it can be applicable. So this is what the breeding policy aims and the breeding policy is. Now I want to take you to how the number of breeds have evolved in India since ancient times. So it was in 1943 that it was reported there are 15 recognized goat breeds. But Acharya in 1982 reported the presence of 20 goat and 40 sheep breeds in India. If you see the picture here, whatever is seen, since 16th livestock census, the population of goat and sheep have been increasing every year. Yes, there has been an exception to the 19th livestock census, that is in 2012, where the population had got down for both of the species, and the reasons have been studied extensively. But there had been an increase in the number of sheep and goat, of course, and simultaneously after 2003 or after 2002, there had also been an increased augmentation in the number of goat breeds particularly. Okay, now we have seen that in 82 itself, the sheep breeds and the goat breeds were reported to be 20 and 40. But after 2003, the number went to 23, slowly up in 2015, not exactly 12, but जब 19th livestock census आया, उसके बाद the number has been went to 26. So 26 and 42. And today we see that after the registration of Macherla breed in Andhra Pradesh in December 2023, the number has gone to 39 breeds of goat and 45 breeds of registered breeds of goat and sheep. That is what we have today. Okay, so that is our achievement of India. So after this talking of how many breeds and all we have, before we talk of any breeding policy, we should know the breeds which are present in India. Okay, so I'll just give an idea about the classification of sheep and goat breeds, what are present in the Indian scenario. So these breeds can be classified based on their agroclimatic zones also and based on the utility also. So you see in north temperate region, there are mostly carpet type and April type of wool. Okay, so April wool type ke breeds hai, and carpet wool type of breeds are present in north temperate zone. And in the southern peninsular region, there are mostly the mutton type of breeds. Okay, and there are no carpet or April type of wool, like except this Nilgiri which is present. Okay, so you can see what I was speaking is the breeds have evolved not only with the geographical isolation or the natural selection, but also due to some artificial selection too at some particular stages, because they have evolved as the need of the people. Okay, so yes, carpet wool type breeds like Bakarwal, Chantangi, Gaddi, then this Rampur bush hare, they are present in the areas of your Himachal Pradesh and your Jammu and Kashmir areas. It have been developed. Okay, and then in area of Punjab, yes, that Kashmir Merino is also there. Karnai is also there. Both of them, they are April wool type of good wool type of sheep breeds, of which Kashmir Merino is a crossbred, but it has been maintained as a breed to date. Okay, and in the northwest arid type, wherein it includes Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, there are good type of wool. Especially the region of Rajasthan is included here. That's why you see Chokla, Magra, Nali, and then this Sonadi, Muzaffarnagari, good quality sheep breeds you can see in this area, the northwest area, wherein the carpet wool is also produced and the dual purpose are also present. Okay, in the southern peninsular region, there are breeds like Macherla, and then Deccani is there, and then Mecheri is there. Okay, Hassan is there, Nilgiri is there, Bellary, Coimbatore. Okay, so these are the breeds of southern peninsular area, and in eastern area we have the Bonpal, Chota Nagpuri, Ganjam. Okay, so Ganjam, Chota Nagpuri has been used for upgrading the nondescript animals in Jharkhand. Okay, so these are the good breeds of sheep, and this is the overall classification of all the total now 45 sheep breeds that we have in India today. Okay. Then let us see about the classification of the goat breeds in India. We have again the fiber type. You'll see that the fiber type wool, the mohair type of sheep breeds are found in temperate Himalayan region. That is Himachal Pradesh, part of Uttaranchal, and Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so Chegu is there, Gaddi is there, Chantangi is there, and again meat and fiber, both type of breed is also present. That is the Bhakarwal breed. In dry northern region, there is Rohilkhandi, Barbari, Beetle, Jamnapari, a very good breed of India, pride of India, I must say. Okay, and then in central region, we have this breeds from Gujarat, Jhalawadi, Marwari, Mehsana, Sojad, okay, Kutchi breed. And in the southern region, which includes the region of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and all we have Usmanabadi, Malabar is there, and then Kanyaidu is there, Kodiaidu is there, Salem Black, okay, one of the good quality meat breed. And eastern region we have Black Bengal, Sumne, Assam Hill, Ganjam, and Andamani. Okay, so Black Bengal is very good breed of eastern region which can be used or which has been extensively used and is also proposed to use for upgrading of the regions of eastern part of the country. Okay, now if we look upon what are the breed improvements program that have been undertaken in India through all this period, they can be broadly divided into pre-independence and post-independence period. And pre-independence period all includes the crossbreeding experiments. Okay, so it was a period when only crossbreds were evolved and only crossbreeding experiments were carried out in India. And this was also the period where only ships were focused. Okay, in fact, 20 years after independence, also it was only ship which was focused, and goat was only like there were no improvement programs taken up for the goat, you can see. Okay, so the major milestone for this crossbreeding experiments, which started in pre-independence period, is establishment of the Hisar Dali breed in 1930, which is a cross of Magra and Merino developed in Haryana. Okay, so this was one of the centers associated, and there was government livestock farm where this breed was developed, and this breed is developed for good apparel quality wool. Okay, so that was the purpose of developing the Hisar Dali breed. It was developed in 1930. And simultaneously, some experiment using South Down and Cape Merino. So these are the exotic breeds which were used. Different types of trials were undertaken, and these trials were undertaken by Empirical Council of Agricultural Research, which now we know as Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which was established by the then rulers, that is the Britishers. Okay. Now, if we see the post-independence era, I have divided it grossly into a period of 20 and 30 and so on years. So during 1950 to 70, so this is the period when the 5-year plan started coming into existence. This was the period when independence was there, and animal husbandry sectors slowly started gaining some importance. We know that the cattle and for the dairy development, there had been a lot of scope and a lot of things were done. But fortunately, in for sheep and goat breeding also, first 5-year plan found a place in the first 5-year plan also, the small ruminants, and some regional centers were set up under this first 5-year plan, and the centers were set up in Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, and UP. So these were the places where regional centers were set up and crossbreeding experiments were extensively carried out for sheep. Okay, in second year plan, the sheep breeding farms for the production of stud rams, they were strengthened. Okay, some sheep breeding farms, they were strengthened so that they can produce stud rams. Okay, in third 5-year plan, you see that the wool grading, the wool market, these things have achieved some momentum. Okay, and these things were initiated in Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, they started the process of grading the wool based on the modulation percentage and marketing of wool programs. So such kind of programs were initiated in the third 5-year plan. And then there lies a major milestone wherein in 1962, CSWRI was established in Avikanagar, Rajasthan. And you see that CSWRI have carried many crossbreeding experiments. They have given us breeds like Avikaleen and Avimanas. And they have also been extensively carrying out a lot of research in the sheep breeding. Okay, so not only breeding, but also wool percentage and so many. Fourth 5-year plan, which was implemented in the year 1969 to 74, again, central sheep breeding farm was established at Hisar, and subsequently few more farms were established in the subsequent years under this same scheme. That is the fourth 5-year plan. Then I divide this next era into the year starting from 1970 to 2000, because again, the major achievement has been the AICRPs. Okay, so all the AICRPs, they were launched in 1971, and AICRP on goat and sheep was also launched in 1971. You see that for goats, research stations were established for milk, meat and pashmina or the hair. So you see, the goat milk research stations of AICRP were established at NDRI Karnal and Kerala Agriculture University Thrissur. For meat, the centers were established at CSWRI Avikanagar and then Bihar, Assam, and Sikkim. For mohair, the centers were established at MPKV Rahuri and then Upashi or Upshi in Jammu and Kashmir, and also IVR and Mukteshwar in UP. So these were the centers, different centers established under AICRP for goat. Okay. And then the centers were also established for AICRP on sheep. All these centers were later on merged under the network project on sheep improvement. Okay. So this network project on sheep improvement included breeds like Marwari, Muzaffarnagari, Deccani, Nellore, Madrasad, and Magra. Okay. So these were the 6 breeds involved in network project on sheep improvement program. Okay. And this initiated in 1990. All the AICRP centers which were established, for example, the AICRP center at CSWRI, at CIRG, MPKV, all these centers were merged together so that they work for a common cause for improvement of breeds like Marwari, Muzaffarnagari, Deccani, Nellore, Madrasarad, and Magra. So this was how the AICRPs went on for the sheep. Now, it was in 1976 that CIRG came into existence. The Central Institute for Research on Goat, Magdum in Uttar Pradesh came into existence in 1976. You see, approximately after 10 to 12 years of establishment of Sheep Research Institute, a Goat Research Institute was thought to be to get into existence in India. There was again an outstanding decision by central government in the 6th 5-year plan, that is 1980. It was thought and it was suggested that the states now, all the states of India, of constituent India, will now require to frame their breeding policies. So this was the time when it was thought that region-specific, state-specific breeding policy is necessary for bringing about a genetic change in the population. So it was in the period 1980. This how it evolved, that we will see in the subsequent slides. But when I am talking of the breed improvement programs in India, the work by NGO NARI can at all, it cannot be ignored. Okay, so the work with the Avasi breeding was like crossbreeding experiment with the Avasi began in 1990. This Avasi is an Arabian type of breed, a fat tail breed, and it is very good type of breed. It has got good body weight, and it is also good at weight gain, daily weight gain and all. Okay, so these were the advantages of this Avasi breed. That's why that was the reason why Avasi was brought to Nari Fulton, Nimkar Agricultural Research Institute Fulton, and the crossbreeding experiments were began. And further, in 1995, they also started carrying out the crossbreeding experiment with the Garol sheep. And today we see that very good Nari Composite and Nari Suvarna are the 2 breeds which Nimkar Agricultural Research Institute have gifted. And not only they have researched a lot on this, but they have also seen that the breeds are stable at the farmer's doorstep. Okay? So these are all the breed improvements program which have taken place in India up to 2000. Now, if we look into like post-independence period after 2000, that means these 20 years, the very first attempt was this National Livestock Policy in 2013. So National Livestock Policy 2013, it was actually undertaken as a submission under National Policy for Farmers 2007. So in National Policy for Farmers 2007, it was thought that the livelihood status and the standard of the farmers should be increased. The productivity of the farmers should be increased. So taking into consideration that, the National Livestock Policy 2013 was implemented. Area-specific approach was thought to be implemented for coarse wool type and fine wool type of fine wool type of sheep breeds. That was the first thing. And then production and distribution of quality rams and bucks was also thought in this. Crossbreeding was also advocated, or crossbreeding was encouraged during the National Livestock Policy 2013. And producers cooperative organizations were established. You see, in 2013, this National Livestock Policy, when it was implemented, AI was encouraged in sheep and goat. Crossbreeding of exotic and native breeds was encouraged. And production of quality rams and their distribution with the farmers was also encouraged in National Livestock Policy, so that genetic improvement can be brought about in the sheep and the goat of India, so that it will ultimately lead into to achieve the goal of increasing the productivity of the farmers ultimately. Okay. Then came the National Livestock Mission in 2017 and National Action Plan in 2022. Okay. So let us look at this National Livestock Mission 2017. National Livestock Mission 2017 was actually under NLM. Okay. So under NLM, there was a sub-project of livestock breeding. Okay. So this project was implemented, and it was thought that an innovative project for genetic improvement of sheep and goat would be brought about. This total project was planned to be run for a period of 5 years, and the total allocation was 218.13 crores, of which 40% share was to be given by the states, and another 60% was to be shared by the central government. Okay, and these were the breeds involved in the scheme. Okay, so goat breeds, Sirohi, Jakrana, Beetle, Jamnapari, and Kachi for meat purpose, and goat breeds Mehsana, Surti, Jakrana, and Beetle for the milk purpose were advocated. Sheep breeds Deccani, Mecheri, and Chokla, Mandya, Gaddi were the breeds of the sheep which were involved in the scheme. Okay, and the scheme stated that, first of all, good quality ewes of respective breeds. No, so when I say respective breeds, so these are the breeds they were focusing on. Okay, so 5 states of India were included in this project, and in this 5 states, these breeds were included in this program. And good quality ewes has to be selected at the farmer's doorstep. So the first step was organizing some exhibitions. Once the exhibitions are organized, good quality ewes from those exhibitions, they will be selected, and they will be reared at the farmer's doorstep itself. Another step was purchasing of the good quality males by the government. So the state government was told, or they were directed to purchase the good quality male of this respective breeds, and then breeding was brought about. Now, after the breeding was brought about, up to 9 months, the farmer was told to rear the rams at his own doorstep, and the farmer was given a sum of amount 5,000, so that he will not sell the rams, or he will not sell the new ones born, okay, the males specifically, and he will give the data. Okay, so the data was also recorded at the farmer's doorstep. This data was taken respectively to CIRG and CSWRI for giving the input that which males should be selected, depending upon the results given by CSWRI and CIRG. But the rams and the bucks, yes, the rams and the bucks of respective thing, that means the goat and the sheep, they will be purchased. Okay, they will be purchased at the rate of 30,000. So 30,000 was the rate which was decided by the government. Over and above this was to be provided by the state government. That was the scheme. And after the procurement of these rams were allotted to progressive farmers with a breeding ratio of 1:30 sheep or 1:30 goats. Once they were given, so the farmer was also given, he was also told that he will, once he is involved in the scheme, he will not sell the goat, or he will not sell the ram and the buck for next 5 years. He will keep that goat with him, and he will also use that same ram for breeding with the other, like village में जो बाकी के flocks है, उनको भी he will use at the rate of 50 rupees per female. For breeding of the females, 50 rupees per female he can earn. So that was a type of scheme, and it was implemented in 2017. That was called as NLM scheme. Okay, so it was for the period of 5 years, and with this, it was expected that we can bring a big genetic change or big genetic improvement in these breeds of sheep and goat, which have been displayed on the screen right now. Okay. Then came the National Action Plan 2022. It is separately given for goat and sheep. The National Action Plan for goat, almost they are same. What they say is they have only given some guideline about how you can breed the animals, how you can breed the purebred animals, how can breed the purebred animals of excellent breeds and some poorer breeds. कुछ होता है ना, some breeds are very good in means of their profit. For example, if you talk of Jamnapari, on the contrary, if you talk of Marwari, it is okay producing. So how do you breed the purebreds? Okay, that means the purebreds of very good quality, the purebreds of little bit less quality, and then the nondescript and the crossbreeding. So these were the 4 action plans which were given by National Action Plan 2022 for goat and sheep. For superior quality breeds, you have to go for selective breeding, you have to go for pure breeding. For the breeds which are not very good or excellent quality, in that also lesser bred breeds of Marwari can be bred to the best quality breed of that area. That was a thing that can be noted in this breeding policy, okay, or in this action plan which was proposed. Okay, less bred means that, for example, we have a track of all the Deccani animals with me. When I have Deccani animals, there are few animals which are Deccani, but not exactly they match with the Deccani. And I know that Deccani is not a very excellent producing type of breed. In such condition, when alike animals of the same breeds are present, which do not represent pure bred, in such conditions, you can upgrade them by using the excellent breed of your area. Okay? So that was what it was given in the national plan for 2022, not only for goat, but also for sheep. And nondescript animals, they were told to be improved by using the high genetic merit animals, and some crossbreeding experiments can also be taken up for milk and meat production using the respective exotic inheritance. The same thing have been for 4-step action plan have also been told for the sheep breeding in National Action Plan 2022. Now, I get you back to the slide when we were talking that in the 6th 5-year plan, it was in the year 1980 that the states were told, or the states were directed to formulate their own breeding policy. Okay? So I just want you to take a look on in how many states. See, the breeding policy was formulated. It was formulated in different years. So I have taken the breeding policies which were formulated up to 2000. Okay. So the state breeding policies were formulated, and very few states which have given a place to ruminants, small ruminants, sorry. They have given us, there are very few states which gave a place to small ruminants in this breeding policy. Okay. So if you see in this list, Jharkhand, Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir, and Madhya Pradesh are the 4 states in which sheep and goat breeding policy or sheep and goat breeding guidelines were included in the breeding policy. So Karnataka formulated its breeding policy in 2010 and renewed it in 2015, Jharkhand in 2011, Kerala in 2018, Jammu and Kashmir in 2019, Madhya Pradesh in 2001, Manipur in 2004, Odisha in 2015. Okay. And of this, only 4 states has included sheep and goat guidelines for breeding. Then if you see on the slide, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, and Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand are the states in which the breeding policy was included for sheep and goat also. Okay, and this breeding policies were formulated in the respective years as shown on the slide. In the next slide, you see that Tripura was the only state who have included some part of its breeding, who have given importance to the small ruminants in their breeding policy, and it was formulated in the year 2021. Of all these policies which were available, all this data I have taken from NDDB website. So I suppose this is the latest policy which was available for the respective states. If there is any ambiguity, your suggestions are welcome after this seminar, after this presentation. Okay, so you see that it is the state of Goa and Tripura who have formulated the breeding policy after 2020. Okay? And Goa, you see, every 5 years the policy have been renewed. It was formulated in the year 2010, renewed in 2015, and again in 2020. This is all we have with our states. Of all the 28 states which are present in India, so these are the 12 states which have formulated their breeding policy, and they have given a place in their breeding policy to the small ruminants. Okay, so approximately less than 50% of the states have given an importance wherein guidelines were set up for formulation of the breeding policy for the small ruminants. Then, if you look upon which are the states which have specially formulated their breeding policy for small ruminants, there is state of Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Rajasthan. So Assam has formulated its breeding policy for goat, specifically for goat. So there is a gazette or there is a document available. And the policy says that instead of going for using the Black Bengal or instead of going to use the beetle, Assam has proposed to use its Assam Hill goat for upgradation and for pure breeding of all the goat of their area. Okay, so that was the silent feature of Assam's breeding policy, which was proposed in 2019. Now you see the breeding policy by Andhra Pradesh, and it was given in the year 2023. It says that they have very clearly given the guidelines of how to breed the Deccani, how to breed the Macherla breed. Even it was not when recognized. Okay, so when the policy came into existence, the Macherla breed was not recognized. But even then, they have come into it, and how even to breed the Nillor type of. Okay, so the silent features include there should be pure breeding. That means there should be selective breeding for the animals in the respective breeding tract for Deccani and for Nellore also. And introduction of Nellore animals in Deccani breeding areas or in Deccan breeding tract was strictly avoided. And in some parts of Kurnool and Anantapur, crossbreeding was advocated with Muzaffarnagari and with Hisardali. Okay, so these are the silent features of Andhra Pradesh breeding policy, which was proposed in 2023. Now, let's talk about Rajasthan. So Rajasthan has given its policy both for sheep production as well as for growth production. So in goat, selective breeding has to be carried out for Marwari, Sirohi, Jacarana, Barbari, and Jamnapari. They have strictly said that no sire will be used for more than 2 years in any breeding flock, and upgradation of non-descript will be done depending upon the respective breeds which are available in their state. Okay? For example, the Marwari or the Sirohi in the respective pockets was the policy, was the thing which was given by Rajasthan. And then if you talk about the sheep breeding policy in Rajasthan, crossbreeding have been strictly prohibited, or it has been strictly not advocated in state of Rajasthan. That is a clear-cut message that Rajasthan gives in 2010. And the policy says that, however, if crossbreeding experiments are to be done, they will be done using the Garol animals. And the Garol animals, especially because the Garol animals can be used for increasing the fecundity. So that thing which Nari has done for introgressing the fecundity gene has been advocated to be done in Rajasthan. In fact, they have also proposed to make some Sonadi Garol crosses and Magra Garol crosses. So that has been proposed in this Rajasthan breeding policy for sheep. Now we talk of Himachal Pradesh. Now Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir, if you see all together, these are the states which have their crossbred population more than 1/3 of their total population, specifically for sheep. So Himachal Pradesh also have its breeding policy, special breeding policy for the sheep. They have formulated it for the sheep in the year 2018. And it says that crossbreeding will be done for the non-descript animals or for the animals which are present. Non-descript nahi hai, they are all crossbred. So 1/3 of the animals are crossbred and remaining are Rampur, Bushhair, and these animals are there in the sheep breeding track. Okay, so crossbreeding with Rambulate or the Russian Merino has been advocated in Himachal Pradesh to maintain an exotic level of 75% to 25%. So 75% exotic level and 25% of indigenous level or native breed level will be maintained. That is what the state breeding policy have proposed in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so these were the states which have come up with the breeding policy specifically for small ruminants. Okay, now overall, I will sum up this seminar telling you how the breeding policy have been evolved in different agroclimatic zones for sheep and different agroclimatic zones for goat. Okay, so if you see the temperate Himalayan region, which includes the state of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and hilly regions of Uttaranchal, wherein the utility type animals are wool type or apparel type animals. So Kashmir Merino should be maintained with 75% exotic inheritance, and selective breeding will be done for Gaddi and Rampur Bushhair. In northwestern arid and semi-arid region of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and plains of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, carpet wool type wool breeds are present for the sheep. So here, Selective breeding will be done for native, and upgradation of non-descript with Chokla, Nali, Malpura, Sonadi will be done. And crossbreeding will be strictly prohibited in the state of Gujarat and Rajasthan. In southern peninsular region, wherein the Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala regions are present, where we find specifically the meat type and the coarse wool type of breeds. Selective breeding will be done for natives, that is for Deccani, Nellore, Madras Red, Coimbatore, and upgradation of non-descript will be done with this respective native breeds in the respective breeding tracts or pockets. Now, if you see the eastern region of Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, and Orissa, so selective breeding for the natives will be done, and upgradation with Muzaffarnagar and Chota Nagpuri has been advocated specifically in Jharkhand. Okay. Now, if you see the goat breeding policy for different regions, so in temperate Himalayan region, so selective breeding for local goats, and Bhakar and Beetlewal, Bhakarwali and Beetle. These are the breeds of choice which will be used for upgradation of goat animals or goats of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Okay. Besides that, even crossbreeding have been advocated for the goat for Pashmina. Okay, so in parts of Uttaranchal, even the breeding policy says that Uttaranchal will use the Angora goats. So crossbreeding with Angora goats so that good Pashmina quality goats will be present in the area. So that is how the crossbreeding have been advocated again in temperate Himalayan region. In north region, that is dry north region of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, selective breeding will be done and upgradation will be done using Jamnapari, Beetle, and Barbari. In central region, wherein we have breeds specifically evolved for milk and meat purpose. These are states of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and parts of Rajasthan. So selective breeding of native, upgradation of non-descript with Sirohi, Barbari, Jamnapari. And in Gujarat, upgradation of non-descript with native of respective pockets will be used. However, in state of Madhya Pradesh, crossbreeding with Boer has also been advocated. It has also been mentioned that crossbreeding with Boer can be done, or it can be done in the pockets of Madhya Pradesh. Okay? In southern region, wherein we find meat purpose breeds of goat, so selective breeding for native and upgradation with non-descript with Usmanabadi, Malabar, and Beetle will be done. In eastern region, selective breeding for the natives will be done, and grading up with Black Bengal and Beetle type of breeds will be done. Okay, so we have only one fiber type breed in the eastern region, that is Sumne. Now, if we study all these things right from the beginning, right where the states were told to formulate their own breeding policy, right at the formulation of the breeding policy, and what we have been doing today and what we are on the track doing, I feel that the gaps are, the first thing we need to do is we have to describe the non-descript. So all the population we call scrub, we call non-descript is because of our inability to describe them as a breed. Okay, so we need to come up with a solution. We need to first classify these animals. Unless and until we classify these animals, we cannot be able to call them as non-descript. Okay, so the first thing we would do is characterization of the breeds, and it have already been initiated by this zero non-descript mission, which was initiated by ICA in 2018. Because of that only so many breeds have been reported in India, you see. Okay, with this zero non-descript mission in India, we can enlist, or we can there are double number of non-descript animals than the purebred animals. So somewhere there will be animals which are phenotypically similar, they are genotypically similar, or they are geographically isolated, they have evolved as a breed. So such kind of breeds we need to identify such kind of breeds first. Okay, and then the second thing would be formulation of rigid breeding policy for all the species of livestock, and then not only formulation but also implementation of this breeding policies, that too considering the pockets of agroclimatic zones of India. Okay, then the region specific, breed specific breeding policy should be formulated. Breeds like Jamnapari, Beetle, Barbari, Sirohi, and ship breeds like Nali, Chokla, Sonadi, they can be widely used for upgradation in northern part of India, and sheep like Deccani and goat breeds like Usmanabadi and Malabari or Malabar can be used in the upgradation of southern part. Okay, and Black Bengal type of goat in eastern part of our country. And few other considerations include classification, characterization of non-descript breeds first, and then emphasis must be given on selective breeding of native breeds, which we are actually doing right now. Okay, And also provision be made for breeding and supply of high genetic merit rams and bucks. So when we talk of high genetic merit rams and bucks, it is not a thing that will come from the stakeholders. So institutions, government organizations, non-government organization, everyone will have to put their hands together and then work together so that we could bring about good quality bucks, good quality rams to be supplied on the field. Okay. And whenever the survey is made, whenever the census data is available, there should also be a breed survey. Okay. Unless and until we have a breed survey, it will be very difficult for a state, for any organization to implement or to design a breeding policy. And as I said, if you want to bring about the genetic improvement, it should be done at the village level also, grassroots level also, at the institute level also. So at institute level, open nucleus breeding schemes can be applied. Yes. So we were talking through all these things, and even Assam, and then your Andhra Pradesh, and even Rajasthan. All of them, they have suggested that there should be open nucleus breeding scheme. So nucleus farms should be established wherein high genetic merit animals are bred, they are bought, they are reared, and then they are distributed. Okay? So this open nucleus breeding scheme would be ultimately a very good solution to see that there is genetic improvement in the field. Okay? At grassroots levels, for avoiding inbreeding, you can make groups, livestock owner groups, group breeding scheme can be applied. It can make groups of 8 to 10 livestock owners. They can exchange the animals so that inbreeding can be avoided. Okay. So these are all the small considerations from my side. And I finally conclude my seminar telling that, yes, small ruminants are backbone of Indian economy. And along with the increase in the population, with this implementation of zero nondescript breeds or nondescript animals in India, there have evolved many breeds of sheep and goat in India, and they should. Okay, and the breeding or the guiding policy which have been formulated up to date for small ruminants, they need serious revisions and strict implementations. You see, if you see the breeding policy of Haryana, which was given long back, they have advocated the use of Koraidale, and since then the policy have not been reformulated, though it is not followed, one thing, but still the state needs to give a firm guideline to the breeder so that it can be followed. And then the open nucleus breeding scheme is a potent solution to bring about the genetic gain in native breeds of sheep and goat. So thank you.